New York Mayor Bill DeBlasio made a huge mistake when he crossed the line down at the border and crossed into Mexico. He sure cranked up the notches on the security meters when he illegally crossed the line. That triggered a response from an agent who pointed out their major mistake of violating the Mexican and U.S. immigration laws. Needless to say, the arrogant New Yorker didn't seem to care and has also denied the allegations that came his way. Perhaps he's happy that he wasn't separated from his family for breaking the law, but perhaps he should have been to set an example out of everyone else who constantly breaks the law by sneaking into America while thousands of others wait in line for their immigration papers to be processed so they can become legal citizens of America. Of course, the mayor will deny everything and perhaps he really had the authorization to be there. But from what this story on the NY Post says, it sure seems like they were up to something a bit fishy. If it made the agent concerned, then we should listen to them when they say someone might have broken the law. NY Post. New York City Mayor Bill DeBlasio and his security detail violated both Mexican and U.S. immigration laws by crossing the border on foot during a visit near El Paso, Texas. U.S. Customs and Border Protection alleges in a letter obtained by the Associated Press. The mayor's office flatly denied the allegation. DeBlasio, a fierce critic of the Trump administration's immigration policies, went to the Texas border with about 20 other mayors from around the country on June 21, the day after President Donald Trump signed an order stopping family separations at the border. More than 2,300 families were separated as a result of the administration's zero-tolerance policy, which criminally prosecutes anyone caught crossing illegally. The mayors said Trump had failed to address a humanitarian crisis of his own making. DeBlasio went to a holding facility for immigrant children but was denied entry. He then went to Mexico and crossed into the U.S. to get a view of the facility. The New York Police Department runs DeBlasio's security detail. According to the letter, a uniformed Border Patrol agent noticed a group on the Rio Grande River floodplain south of the Tornillo, Texas, port of entry, taking photos of the holding facility. The agent asked if anyone from Border Patrol or Public Affairs was there to authorize their presence. A New York Police Department inspector said no, according to the letter, and when the agent asked the group how they arrived, they pointed to Mexico. The agent told them they'd crossed the border illegally and asked them to remain there while he got a supervisor and took them to an official crossing for an inspection per federal law, according to the letter. But the group disregarded the order and drove back to Mexico, according to the letter. DeBlasio spokesman Eric Phillips said the group did nothing illegal and had the approval to be there. The mayor crossed the border with the direct approval and under the supervision of the Border Patrol supervisor at this port of entry, Phillips said in an email Tuesday night to the app. Any suggestion otherwise is a flat-out lie and an obvious attempt by someone to attack the mayor because of his advocacy for families being ripped apart at the border by the Trump administration. Did they really have clearances to be there? We're not sure, but DeBlasio will have to prove that he's innocent or the Border Patrol might send him a knock on the door and some trouble. Should a group of American mayors be allowed to cross the border illegally just to prove a point? Or should they have to follow the laws and rules of the land as they're designed for everyone? Does it show guilt that the group of mayors didn't wait there for the supervisor and drove back to Mexico? It sounds like it. Why would they leave if they're cleared to be there? Maybe they haven't been cleared after all. Maybe they just proved why President Trump should build that big, beautiful wall.